Hey.
Good morning. And we made it.
Morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations. Grab your coffee, grab your tea. I can't even talk this morning. Grab your drink of choice. And let's talk about it this morning. Right. It's Friday, so I ain't judging nobody. Okay? Hey, grab what you drinking, honey. How was y'all night? How was y'all evening? We woke up this morning. We are blessed to see another day. Come on now. Your eyes open this morning and you are breathing. Can I get an amen? Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. So, man, listen. I didn't want to get up this morning. It's like, I was like,
So we wanted to wake up. We didn't want to get up.
Right. Thank God I did get up, but I'm just saying I ain't want to get out the bed, shall I say.
We wanted to wake up, but we didn't want to get up.
That part, right?
We could have done the show from the bed, for sure.
Right. If this was one of them podcasts where the things just going like that and you just talking.
Well, you know we can, because this is what we do. When you remove yourself, you can actually have a sound, right? Where they can hear us and not see us. And you can put your pictures up and everybody can have, like, I can. So we did do that a day too. And it'd be looking like boom, boom, boom. Because let me see right now if I remove myself. Yeah, I'm just going to move myself for a second so I see what happens.
Wow. And use the layout. Okay. Stream, y'all got a lot of stuff going on, honey.
They got a lot of stuff. You
ain't lying.
You just got to study.
Is this a subscription?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You can get it for free, and they'll have all of their, streaming out on the thing and stuff like that. But if you upgrade, you're gonna be able to personalize, put your logo. So normally in that corner where it has Facebook, IG, and YouTube showing that it's streaming at all areas. Normally, it would just have a StreamYard, this little bird, right? You see the little thing right there? He would be in the corner. So, and that would mean that, it's free. So, yeah. So there's ways to operate it while it's free, especially if you haven't gotten a logo yet and you don't need all that, but you just want to be able to invite guests on and you want to be able to, organize your conversation and all that good stuff and make it look a little bit more zazzy and professional. Definitely is worth the freebie. And then when you're ready to elevate to the new level, it's definitely worth the investment in your higher self. So that's what life is about, right? Get in the freebie first, making it make sense, operate it in it, and then you upgrade. That's life. You upgrade your thinking. You upgrade. So you get that free lesson first. Might have hurt you, might have stung you. And then you go back for the retest and you upgrade the way you think.
Now you know, honey.
Now you know, baby.
Got some experience.
Good morning, Melissa. How are you doing this morning? Today is just straight hot topics. It's Friyay. We are so excited that we made another week. First of all, we woke up this morning. So yes, that's something to celebrate.
He had us on the wake up this morning.
My God.
So we have a new day to get it right.
Don't stop till you get it right.
Is that Mike? Is that old Michael? Honey. It's crazy. I'm trying to sip this coffee, but my stomach is really feeling like it need a ginger. I'm like, okay. I was like, ooh.
You had one of them nights.
I remember going to sleep. I'm like, girl.
Melissa, why did I just see your text? She's like, good morning, sunshine. Are you guys doing a show today?
Oh, my goodness. We here.
We made it.
I made it.
Guess you was scrolling like, where is Coffee and Conversations?
Yeah, we was like after 8:35.
Whoa! Listen, this is a time to celebrate with me on this Friday. because Melissa just said that mustard seed book is about to be fully formatted today.
Woo woo! All right, Melissa, you be on it, honey.
Honey, I don't know what I would do without
Melissa.
I will be moving.
I'm telling you, you gotta have them people that be knowing and loving what they do.
And loving that part. So the intentionality is behind it.
That part.
And then like-minded. So, you know, like God has to bring you into, so it shouldn't be anxious, the journey. It should be fun.
It should be fun.
You should really have fun. And if you're not working with people that make it fun, that makes it worth your while, it's gonna get a little bit I would say
it feel like daunting.
Yeah.
It's like daunting.
It can get doubtful, fearful. How about that? When you got people that are supporting you and working with you, that F is faithful, right? So that's faithful people.
Faithful, fun.
Faithful, fun. Freedom. Fire.
Come on now.
But anyway, what was we about to talk about today?
Girl, you had me laughing. She in here telling me about bringing stuff in the movie.
Oh my God, I have a question. How many people bring stuff into the movie theater? Like that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I go to the Dollar Tree. I'll go to like the Dollar Tree and go get my stuff and put it in my bag to go to the movies. So yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. See, that's what Kia was telling me about the Dollar Tree stuff. And I don't know if Chef Ron is on the live. I see numbers, but I can't see who you are if you don't say anything. But anyway, she, me, her.
What? If she laughing before she even...
No, because I just gotta laugh because my husband would be like, girl, oh my God, where did I get you from? I literally brought a whole drink tray into the movie theater covered by Essence's jacket when she was little, and she decided to try to snatch the jacket off of the drink tray while Mom was at the door talking about she cold. I'm like, girl, you ain't cold. I'm trying to get your drinks up in here with these burgers and fries in my big old pocketbook.
Wait, you actually put the burgers and fries
in my bag.
In your bag.
And I love a big bag.
Tray of drinks, like the carton.
The trays.
The tray.
Right. So they had the 3 cups and that great thing. And then I threw it wasn't even her jacket. It was I threw a sweater because you know you're always cold in theater, so you're gonna get away with that.
Oh yeah.
So I threw the sweater over the drink tray and was holding it and walking like this, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Then we get almost to the door and she's like, I'm cold. And I'm like, girl, you gonna get me found now, girl. Trying to get y'all a whole meal up in here. And here you go taking the and then it got worse from there. Because when we got older, even it could be just me and Chef Ron. I'm like, we gonna go see a movie. Look at what I did. Look, Chef Ron, he's talking about I was crying the whole time.
What? See, if I would have seen you ain't do that in New York.
No, we couldn't. It was metal detectors. I took advantage of the system down here. See, like when we went to New York, right? You can sneak stuff in. You going through metal detectors to go to the daggone movie theater, especially in Queens, where I was by
Magic train station.
No, you remember I was off Merrick, so I'm borderline Springfield Garden. So I'm at that theater. Yeah, not the one by. No, you took my Aqueduct all the way on. No, not that way. I was all the other way. So, honey, look at Rondessa. That girl brought a whole meal in the movies.
The girl brought a whole meal.
And let me tell you something. He was like, "What you going?" He said it sarcastically, like, "What you gonna do? Bring the drink tree in too?" Because I was like, "Oh, I was packing the French fries and the burgers in my bag." I said, he said, "You gonna bring that in?" I said, "Yeah, we can bring this in." Then he tried to be sarcastic. I didn't understand he was being sarcastic. You know, I'm thinking that he like suggested. And he was like, what you gonna do? Bring the milk, the juice? I said, yeah, them drinks like $7, $5. Yes, I'm gonna bring the drink tray too. I was not playing. And that boy was laughing. And when Essence tried to take my coat, that's when he couldn't breathe. Because he just I guess he figured they ain't gonna throw her in the jail. This is funny. Hilarious.
Wait, so
it's
that
too
was
overpriced
burgers
at the
and
movies. It's
fries.
like buying eggs. I know.
It is, girl, but yeah, those movie prices is ridiculous for that
Listen.
stuff in there. The
Listen.
popcorn, that candy, yeah, you better get you something and bring it in there. Because what was the?
And then I be wanting a meal because when we moved to the other side of town, where our favorite Chinese restaurant was, and Chef Ron be like, oh, let's go watch a matinee or something. And I'd be like, oh yes, let's go watch a matinee. And I'd be like, oh, you know what? Let me call in my lunch special.
Your Chinese food?
Yes. Can I get a chicken and broccoli with fried rice, no vegetables, and an egg roll, please? Thank you. What you want? Can I get him a sasha shrimp with egg roll? Thank you. Pick that thing up. They on the little metal trays, you know, with the clear top that bend around the thing. So that's a little nice little stackable. It wasn't with all the kids. So a nice little stackable. And I put that little stackable in my pocketbook. Listen, I had what's it called? What's they call it?
What?
They're not called lunch pockets. Lunchables. I had Lunchables before that was a thing, honey. Put that little stack in my bag. We get in there. We get to leaning back in the chairs eating. People be looking around. I say, oh, don't smell like Chinese food in here. I be like, this ain't no popcorn. I got that. Listen, I got that Chinese seasoning. That it smelled like food, but it's popcorn. I just got that.
But y'all was having a good
old time.
The whole Chinese
trade.
The
best movie and a meal I ever had. No, actually, I created the dinner and the movie, right, honey? Because then downtown, you remember when they started doing at the movie theater where you could sit in the seat and order the food and it would come to you. And
wow, yeah, they said they doing it anyway.
They knew people did not just want popcorn. You had hearty appetites. She, me, her. I don't want no popcorn. I want a meal.
So true. They is doing that.
That's probably why I'd rather stay home. I use my big precious bling bag when I go to the movies and even pop my own popcorn at home. Everything goes in the bag till we hit our seat. See what I'm saying? The bags I make and carry, honey, will get you in a movie theater and save you hundreds. It's an investment that keeps on giving.
Spend your money.
Now that was back in the day when we was doing that. You know, when you were in the prime of kids and growing. I said we got married at 21 and 22, so we had to figure out some stuff to not get left in the the cut.
You saving money.
Hey T, hey Pumpkin, good morning.
Hey T, what's going on?
Me and Chef Ron were just talking about you guys. Like, oh my God, goodness. They're like our family, like our family. Like we love them.
Oh,
and Coma, shout out to the family. This was back in the day. Yeah, that's what Rondell like.
That was back in the day.
Look what he gonna put on there. Because that's the part. I would be like
5 broccoli.
Yeah, because I don't really like broccoli. So I would be like, can I have chicken and broccoli with the fried rice, but only 5 broccolis? They was like, yeah, don't waste your broccoli. Just give me 5. That's my limit. And then when I would start calling back, they would be like, 5 broccoli. And I'd be like, yes, the 5 broccoli. You want the 5? Yes. So they do.
Oh, they knew your voice at that point.
They know me at Bojangles. Rondell, Chef Ron will tell you, listen, I am a person that will ask at least the first time. If they say no, they say no. So one day I was like, you know what? My kids love the bow rounds from Bojangles. Mm-hmm. So to this day, like I just recently started doing that maybe in the last 3 years. But, after a certain hour, you got to wait for it. So I'll get a whole meal and all they want is daggone bow rounds with their meal.
Not fries.
And it would take, not fries. So it would take, a little bit extra. So one day I was like, ain't nobody doing all that. I'm finna call Bojangles and tell them I'm on my way. And if they could drop them bow rounds, because I'm going to be getting a full meal if they don't mind. So Rondell was like, they ain't going to do all that. I said, well, I mean, if they say no, I'm going to be waiting anyway. And I called and I was like, yes, I'm on my way. And I'm going to get a family meal. And I want bow rounds. Can y'all drop 3 large bow rounds, please? They say, absolutely. Actually, what meal are you getting? I said the whole thing. Then we pull up through the drive-thru. I'm like, oh, I called in first. Oh, okay, she called in first. And he was like, I cannot. So when I would tell people, they was like, there's no way. That part. I said, listen, you ain't got because you have not because you ask not. I'm gonna ask one time, honey. If they say no, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be right where I'm at. I tell my kids that all the time. Right. If you ask somebody and they say no, the only thing you can be was right where you started. But oh my God, if they say yes, guess where you could be? Further than where you are. You can't lose. It's a win-win. The ask is a win-win. That's why God said asking you, it's a win-win. You either going to receive that you want to figure it out by yourself, or you going to receive that you got the help. But either way, you're going to either be further than where you are or right where you already started. So you can't. There's no L in that ask. It's nothing but a greatness in the ask.
You can only be further than where you are.
Now, okay, so we got a Facebook user, which means that they are in the private group. So I'm not exactly sure who this is, but maybe I can tell by the comment. No, when we was going to that $1.50 theater in Manhattan, P, you definitely would take us to That's gotta be Star. It's gotta be Star. And I definitely I've always been. See, you don't change. You are who you are.
Know how to save $1.
When I would take
make
them
your money stretch
all the way to Manhattan, because that was $1.50 theater, and all the good movies came out maybe a week later, and we always would go. Yes, we would go to McDonald's and get the food first. And I was just about to say, when the kids start getting to the toddler ages, and they know, I would go instead of, me and Chef Ryan would have Chinese food. That's too messy for them in the theater. That's for grown folk eating, okay? Yeah. That's high dining in the theater. The kids, I would get them like little nuggets and the French fries or chicken sandwiches and put it in the thing and pass out. Get in the thing, be like, okay. Now, that's good, because, honey, back in our day, we got peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Our parents wasn't taking to the store. They was going to pack that sucker. You're going to get a peanut butter and jelly. You're going to get a turkey sandwich. You're going to get... So at least we going to theater. I'm like, okay, I ain't going to pay for $100 popcorn, but you can... Look, you come in here, everybody can get 2 candies out the Dollar Tree.
We ate before we came, and then we just got...
And you just
got a hot dog, Twizzlers, soda... whatever you want.
Yeah, you didn't have to buy all that.
I'm the only
when I used to go to movies with Key, I'd be like, oh yes, we get to. Oh, I'm going to go out. Okay, Godfather, we going to the movies. I'll be like, Key was living a whole nother lifestyle. 1 kid, 7 kids. You could imagine.
Yeah, it's different. Now, that's why I said we ate before we came to the movie.
Yeah, y'all went out to dinner and then y'all went to the movies. Or y'all went after. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he loved Twizzlers, so you gonna eat Twizzlers the whole daggone theater. T-Tat, I miss you guys also. I'm telling you, we gotta come that way. That's a vacation. Going to Tea House is a true vacation.
Oh.
I would be the one to get caught trying to sneak some food inside the movie theater. That's
how I feel, Tenitra, because I don't think to really do it. But
what the F is your mustard seed?
But they don't really. But the thing is, they don't really be on you like that. No. They don't pay you no attention like that. They know that stuff is high, because they be probably doing it too.
No,
like
I mean,
they take their family.
I mean, that's why I don't never open up the pack, because when you get your Chinese food, the flavor is stuck in there until you open up the bag. That's why I know I don't even open up the bag until the lights go down.
That is bold.
And the movie is started. Then I'm like, you're gonna really have to be on a mission to find me back here eating.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a unique smell, Chinese damn food. Now burger and frying now.
I mean, but who's gonna look around and find out in the dark?
You're supposed to be watching this movie. Put your eyes
over there. Watch the movie.
Look at the movie. What you worried about? What's going on?
So,
because a lot of things go down in the movie theater anyway. So don't be looking over here. Keep your eyes straight ahead, lady.
Now, you saying that, we definitely made a child in the theater. Serenity was made in the theater.
Girl, you better shut your mouth. I cannot stop. Ron.
She's a movie baby.
You. No way. Girl, no way.
Mm-hmm. It was a skirt day.
Y'all know. Oh, Lord.
That's just what we get. That's just what we get. What you know?
It
Just
goes
like,
down
that's what
in
you
the-
get. That's just what you get. It was
We
an empty movie
had
theater. It was
sex
almost like we had bought the theater ourselves. It was just like, oh,
well,
today must be your
I
lucky
don't
day.
see nobody in
Nobody's
here
in
but
here.
us.
We own the theater.
Let's create a story to tell.
Put that part. So
Let's have a story to tell.
don't tell Ed
Take
Serenity.
advantage. Lord.
You know, Facebook is never where she's at.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I know my deal is cracking up right now.
Oh my damn.
But
Wow.
serious, what hot topics? What y'all got planned for y'all
Right,
weekend? What y'all got going on? Who is upsetting y'all these days?
What y'all got planned for
Listen,
for Love Day?
one thing yes,
But
Valentine's Day is coming.
up. I ain't, child, that's what Byron was like. I was like, I
We
don't got
don't-
time for
yeah,
no
we
Love
don't
Day. I
really-
said, I'm sick of these daggone. It's something for every month. I said, love
See,
is
I
every
told
day.
you that we have
a love day every day. I was like, child, I ain't studying that. It's just another business day to be spending money.
Yeah, that's
You know?
their peak. They keep on peaking. I said
like,
that I
child.
definitely want to do. Who's down to do a whole year where we don't celebrate any holidays except for birthday and anniversaries? That's it.
Yeah, that's
And do a 365-day year and see what that looks like.
Oh, I could definitely.
I think that where you would save, you'd be able to buy a whole
But
house,
he was saying,
car, all kind of stuff by not getting caught up in the hype of
these
spending every
holidays.
month.
Because that's what we was talking about. And he was saying, I was like, child, I ain't think about that. I was like, only thing I really would celebrate is a birthday, our wedding anniversary, spend together, and Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. Just 'cause
That's my
together
favorite
to
too.
bring all types of food and family, and we be laughing, having fun.
No, and then we would
And
still
then he was
celebrate it,
saying
just not and
Christmas.
Christmas.
The Christmas holiday.
Joe Mar said he got to celebrate Juneteenth. Absolutely, yeah. But
okay.
no, but see, when we celebrate, you can celebrate without, because we eat every day normally, right? But it's be the stuff that's for sale. Like you got hats and things, you got candies and teddy bears. So Juneteenth, you gonna have now, unless you celebrating.
Juneteenth is an actual holiday.
Yeah, you don't remember they made it a holiday for?
Oh, they made it.
They actually made it a physical where now they get the day off. See, before it was our solidarity. Gotcha. Now everybody going to celebrate, even though they ain't celebrating, making sure we get treated equally. They sure celebrating the holiday.
The day of Juneteenth.
Yeah, so Juneteenth is actually now.
I'll just be more intentional
national.
to support Black businesses and just
that will be intentional
all
on
year
doing
round.
That.
Always,
So I'm with you, Joe Mar. We can celebrate Juneteenth, but only if you're supporting Black-owned business that day. And I mean everybody, no matter what color that you are. Mm-hmm. If you want to really celebrate Juneteenth, highlight a business person that you know is of color who is making a difference in the world. Purchase from somebody who made a difference, right? Do things that honor the holiday other than just saying we doing it to do it. You have to have intentionality so that, you can actually grow it into something bigger. So if that means on this day of the year, we only buy Black-owned everybody, that's celebrating Juneteenth. Because now that's sewing into a generation that we ain't getting no, what is the word? Reparations.
Oh, okay.
that could be a form of reparation. So you saying you don't want to give us money, even though we got money for Ukraine. So the least we could do as a country is support Black-owned business on that day, right? At least that's the minimum. So yeah, Joe Mar, I like that. I'm sorry, I'm like, hey, Arthur L. Good morning to you, Queen.
Good morning.
Today's topic is Friyay, and so it's hot topics in any direction. So we all over the place.
It's hot topics. That's
we ain't got no no
got?
rhyme, no reason. We asked you, did you ever sneak stuff into the movie theater? I'm sure you got a story here too. She might just need a link when you talk about Arthur Lynette, honey, because when she get to tell her story. So, have you ever snuck anything in the theater?
In the movies, girl.
What was one of the craziest things?
What's the biggest thing? Because this Chinese food over here, honey, I can't.
Yes, I snuck a whole lunch special.
But oh my God, she said Chinese food, a whole beef and broccoli. And that sounds good.
Chicken and broccoli and Sasha shrimp, baby. Yes, we did with an egg roll.
It was a spring roll or an egg roll.
Egg roll.
That do sound good right about now.
Yes, I even. And even with me doing the,
here I go. Hey,
that part, Misha, that part.
Come on, now.
Shout out drum rolls for Misha, please. Okay, that part. How many of y'all have y'all drink in the movie?
Now, I ain't even think about that one. Now I never. Well,
and I think that's why another part of why I like the downtown one.
Oh, when you
that had the movie in it. Well, now a lot of them bought the bar, right? Because it's business, right? So
have fun in the movies.
I mean, what was it? Oh, that's what it was called, Studio Movie Grill. I don't even know if that's still in the what was it in the what's it called, honey? What
the up and down part?
Yeah. What is the name of that spot downtown that everybody go to? But it's the 2 levels. The name is just.
Did they tear it down?
I'm wondering, did they sell it out during the pandemic?
By the stadium, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's actually a name for it. Somebody wrote Ray Roll. Oh, you went to the Ray Roll one?
Oh, okay, got you.
There is one that. Yep. But I know it's a Studio Movie Grill. Yeah. But it's actually a spot downtown that everybody goes to. It's got a couple of clubs in there. Got the Five Guys. It got a wing place. It got a whole lot of stuff. And there's actually a name for it. It's just skipping my mind. Anyway, but we did used to go to that Studio Movie. The Epic Center. Thank you, Joe Mar. Please. Find me the words. Thank you, baby. Look, he right, but the Epic Center. Both of yes. See, I knew it was a name.
Guys don't know the answer.
Because that's where they was going.
Y'all was in the
Epic Center.
And that's a shame because I
for an epic experience. Okay. But when we used to go, oh my God, it was so much fun. It was like I got to sit
the Epic Center.
And I didn't miss a thing because I am a movie. I love movies.
Movies
oh my God, I love movies. Listen. I know that my library will be a DVD room. Okay. I'm gonna have some books and a whole lot of DVDs. I love a movie. I think it was my way of kind of like imagining, escaping. I don't know, but I just love movies. Like I used to want to be a part of Siskel and Ebert. Where I could, like, you remember when that was my dream? Oh, that was the job I wanted too. Yes. Listen, my job.
I forgot about that.
Which one had passed early on, and I was like, are they hiring somebody?
And
they need me.
They
need me. I could give great perspectives of a movie. I would want to be nominated by.
Remember we used to play that?
Precious Boy. Yes.
We used to play that.
We would watch movies and we would play Siskel and Ebert doing reviews. Like, listen.
Yes.
Before In Living Color was like, hated it. We was doing it.
Yes,
we was doing
yes,
it.
we would. It could recite a movie, honey.
And oh my God, what else did we used to play? Kia? Apollo. Did y'all ever play Apollo? We played Apollo. It's probably because it was a large. It was 7 of us. And then when Kia came over, it was 8. Then when Sparkle came over, it was 9. Then when Falani came over, it was 10. Then when Paul came over, it was 12.
Oh, it was a bunch of us up in there. We was all young.
And we was all young. And so that was our way of staying up for the Apollo. We would play Apollo until it came up.
We would play. Now, when I lived in the projects in Brooklyn, and I used to go to Sherelle and them house, we used to play Double Dare. We used to set up things in the house and put ice in water. You
oh my goodness!
Get the ice out the water. We used to do different things throughout the house. Like,
listen, we were creative.
Fun.
We had fun. We definitely had fun.
Did.
We used to cheer. Did y'all do cheers? You remember we used to do all the cheers?
Yes!
We do all the cheers. And not even a hand cheer. I'm talking about stomping outside in the
oh yeah. Oh, it was
rowdy outside. Double Dutch. Oh my God. We had fun, y'all guys.
We did a lot.
When we think about this creativeness that we had to enjoy each other, honey, it was there.
Playing, even in the house.
You remember when the guys played Skelly? The guys that are listening, y'all remember Skelly? Y'all used to take in the middle of the street, about to get hit by the cars in New York. I'm like, why y'all build y'all board in the middle of the street? Who y'all think y'all are?
And they used to put the chalk, you to do the
outline. Oh, hopscotch. Oh, I was a hopscotch queen, honey. You had your little stick, 1 foot up. You got to get on the line. You be trying to toss it. Because I think that if you didn't toss it right, you missed. Or something got on the line.
It's so many. Listen, it was so many games.
Listen, we gotta have a old school game day, y'all. Ooh. Where people come remembering the chairs. So we pull out the old school games, the hand thing. We're gonna have a family. Chef Ron just said we're gonna do a family event like every year. I know the guys was getting together to do it in the neighborhood and bring all the families, and then we have awards and competitions and little game, but make it like really like
what's that movie?
Like yeah, Roscoe Jenkins. Let me get to these daggone things. Father's Day, yep. That is not hopscotch. What's not hopscotch? Yeah, that's hopscotch when you gotta jump. It's got 2 numbers, 1 number, 2 number, 1 number, 2 number, 1 number. I said Scully. Y'all did? Is it Scully? You saying that's
Scully is one you put the tar
and the top and the tops and gotta sling it. And, I never played Scully. You know, I guess I never was playing with boys, but I saw what they was doing in the middle of the street. Author says, I have a question. Why is it that other cultures come together and have businesses and then own like several neighborhoods, but our culture can't even share bread? You know what? Because emotional health is healing. And until we deal with our emotional health, it's hard for us because we take things personal that ain't personal. We make it deeper than what it is, and then we get stuck. We are a culture that gets stuck. And so insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. So we didn't learn as much to work and talk through our issues because remember, we wasn't given the permission to talk. We got to be seen and not heard. So we would have a little stagnation on communication because you hadn't found your words. And that's why I made it a necessity for my kids to learn to communicate as young people, not in a disrespectful way, but in a way that their voice matters, so they learn to communicate without getting mad, without storming off, without like, you know what I mean? They have to teach us to not, it ain't that serious. Like me and Chef Ron be going back, but they be like, it ain't that serious. Y'all need to calm. You see what I'm saying? So because we taught them different than we learned, they get to check us.
Well, I'm not in the mood right now. I'm not in that space right now.
So I think that's our biggest problem right there. Misha talking about, remember me, you, Kia, and Mondale went to see Best Man Holiday. Yeah,
we was all crying. Yeah, we was looking like we was boo-hooing. That was so. Yeah, that was an unexpected twist.
Actually, I don't even think we went with Mondale. Didn't we go to that guy with that breath? I think was that. I don't think Misha really remember.
Misha, no, right? No, Rondell.
No, Rondell was not us because we was in the back window trying to open the window when he was talking. But me, somebody that Misha knew or y'all knew, somebody knew, and they drove us to the theater. But it was me, you, Misha, and the guy. You don't remember that? Now y'all got to go back to that day because my memory works.
Who was that guy?
I don't know. I don't know if he worked with somebody or knew somebody or something. But honey, we was like, crack the window.
And we don't stop talking. Oh yeah.
I do. I will never forget that day, Misha.
Oh God.
We definitely was crying in there.
Oh my God.
I won't forget that. And I think poor Misha was in the front seat. Because that's what we got. We was like,
who was that
guy? I cannot remember.
Misha, who was that guy?
I'm trying to tell you, honey. I do not remember.
What was it? Father's Day?
No, not no stick in your hand. Oh no, and hopscotch, we had to, you know how when you got to the end, you had to go,
hopscotch
you had to bend down and pick up because most times when you play hopscotch, you had to find twigs on the floor to be your piece.
You had to pick up something.
Your stick when you got up to it.
Oh,
or your
piece
that you threw on that square.
Like that
and you had to like bend down with one leg up, pick up your stick, keep on going, get off the board, then toss it to your next number.
Okay. I don't think I
something
played
like
that much, but I do remember a hopscotch.
But yeah, that's how I remember that. We have to put everyone over ourselves for a comment cause, and we are too selfish. And that's Chef Ron's response to why we can't work together. Yeah. And that's why I said it has to be, you have to get out of your feelings and into your healing, and don't take it personal, take it process. So we can really learn from each other when we let go and grow. Because those situations happen for us to figure it out. Like, what are we learning about each other? How can we get to a better place? But it is selfish. And that's why I said, until you relate, the ship can't move, and you'll be stuck or anchored in your understanding. Yeah. So relationship means that you relate so the ship can go. Otherwise, you stuck, right? And so peel up your anchor by having a conversation. So yeah, we are anchored in there's so many ships that are just sitting, not moving, not growing, not going. And it's because the anchor's down. You haven't found out your what, your why God got y'all there. What can y'all be learning from each other? Because everybody can always teach each other something. And we got to respect each other's skill sets. So if I see where you're skilled and you see where I'm skilled, allow each other to operate in that area that they are great in, instead of trying to be the boss of everything. Listen, you're good here, you're good here. Everybody get confident in their lane, then there is no competition. There's no competing, it's just completing. And like I said, the difference between them two words is an L, and L stands for love. So we gotta love each other. You're gonna lose. Definitely not me. Indian culture are doing up. They have a lot and more. They are about family, money, business. Yeah.
They're doing it up.
Yeah. But you know what? It's easy for people to be divided, and then you get this air about you because you think that, you're special. And what makes you special is that you understand your positioning. And so those that are special are those that can see themselves wherever they are, right? And so it's not really I'm better than you, you better than me. It's really about them actually having the hard conversations, them actually getting used to not fighting and running away, right? Because that's what we do. We get into things with each other, and we flee, and we go into ourselves, and then we lack that communication, and so we put a break in the growth process, and then we come back and we're going to have to pick up where we left off, because you don't get the time if you didn't put in the time. Yep. And so now it's like you got years lost, and you still starting where you lost at. But what if you was old enough to not flee and literally stay and grow through it? Imagine where you would be. You would be stronger, tighter, evenly yoked. You will be like, you couldn't separate the sand if you push past it, right? So that's the idea of coming together. And it can definitely be done, but it starts with self-confidence, self-awareness. And if you if you remove that envy and jealousy, you can really support each other at a high level. You just gotta
find the right people to do it, right? You just gotta find little spurts of people to make it happen and do it.
You read that, I need to.
Because that's what I was talking about with that damn susu, honey.
Oh my God.
The idea of it is so genius. Okay. So Jomar says, that's a good question. And I feel like it has there's so many layers to this. We can talk about the disfranchisement of Black people that wasn't caused by anything we do. Can talk about the resources that we don't have at our disposal, like our cultures, like other cultures. Can talk about our mental health and the damage it has caused us to not work together. But also the unity that we do bring is not publicized, but only the division. Absolutely.
And that's why these moments are important, right? Because you publicize yourself. And with us having access to having conversations, I mean, you just got to outdo the people that's having the dark conversations, right? I love to always remind us that light and darkness cannot coexist in the same place. And so, to be honest, the more light conversations that you have, the more it overshadows the darkness. And enough people don't, stand up and talk. We're always waiting for somebody to be the one, when God said, you are the one. There is no somebody. Nobody else can do you or be in the moment at the time that you are there. So it's really seizing those moments to really respond from right where you are and not wait. You don't have to evolve into anything. The start is the art of beginning. So you could begin today to end the division by being more open, being more receptive, and being the example. Because just like there's an example of all the negative, you can be the example of all the positive. So it's like, where do you want to fit in the timeline?
And that's true, because like you were saying, the good is not publicized, right? Think about the news, right? The news is always like, that's what I don't want to hear the news because I don't want to hear this negative stuff, right? But rarely do you hear about the positive. And when they do put on something positive, it's brushed real fast over, right? And then it's back to the negative. So is what they put in your face. But there is a lot of good things that Black people are doing. Like, you know, for example, the things we've created as a culture, right? All the things that we have now that came from the invention of a Black person, right? Some stuff I never even knew until I seen somebody post something. So, you know, it's like, wow, they made that? They made that? Wow, I never knew that. So, yeah, it's like it's your responsibility to keep putting the positive in the forefront, right? Yeah. So the more that we be conscious and intentional to do that, it takes a lot of people to do it, and so that it could be seen. Yeah. Just like anything, and it's just sad that that's how it is. But when you do recognize it, then it becomes your responsibility to make sure it does come to the forefront. Just like we've be sharing negative stuff and laughing, and people sharing all these videos of people getting beat up and all that stuff. Who the fuck was this? I don't want to see that. Like, to me, it's not funny. Like, why is we sharing stuff like that? And then it's like, I mean, I don't want to show me something positive, because it's so much negative all the time, you know?
Absolutely.
So it's just crazy. But yeah, we be having all these gripes, and it's like, just do what you can do. If everybody just do what they can do, then, you know, and bringing it together is just the hardest part.
Yeah, that part.
It's just something we really got to intentionally be working on. Because I think we have them gripes, but it happened because we have Black Wall Street, right? I mean, at some point we did do that. And then it just, you know, when they burnt it down, or, you know, they hate and they don't want us to have nothing. They didn't want us to come together, and it just stuck, right? But somewhere there is happening, right? I think in Atlanta they have the Black, they have a Black mall or something that they have all Black owned shops or something in there. So, and different, it's happening, but you just gotta seek it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything that you want to find, you'll find it.
You'll find.
You know what I mean? So it is happening, but it's just in different little areas. That's just like living in a neighborhood. You come live in a state, you gonna migrate to where your people at.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
So if you Indian and you come to Charlotte, you gonna find where it's a good mix of Indian people in that neighborhood. You're not gonna move into an all Black neighborhood and you're Indian. It's just you find your people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you gonna migrate to where your people's at. So yeah.
I think that is very key. Very key. What did Misha say? Oh no, this is Rondell. That guy was one of mommy friends, and I begged you and Kia to go to the movies with me. He kept backing. I knew. I said I didn't remember how. But I remember Misha was like, "You need to go. Y'all need to go with us." And we was like, "Okay, we gonna go see a movie. Yeah, ain't no problem." And we definitely went. I'll never forget, because we was in the car like, Lord. And it was hard to open the window because it was freezing outside. So it was wintertime, so you know it was gonna bring energy opening up the window, but we just had to crack it.
Honey.
Yeah, that was like, well, we laughed for days.
Honey, I forgot.
Good morning, beautiful Dr. Beverly. I hope you're having an amazing day.
Thanks for joining in the conversation.
Yes, thank you, beautiful Melissa Price. I know she found you. She'll come find you, honey. Come find you. You hear me? She will find you, boo-boo.
Man.
But yes, let me tell you. So, yeah, that was a good point. Great point. Great point. And like I said, it can be done. I got this visual, and I am gonna host like a ball, but it's gonna be called the Chandelier Affair. I got it all written out, and it's a place where lights can shine. Because the one thing about a chandelier is that it embodies a bunch of lights, and when one light is not shining, the chandelier, and the more lights, the bigger the chandelier, the more beautiful the experience, the more beautiful the room. So having a chandelier fair means that you can embrace when light is in the room, because we should celebrate each other. We should celebrate with each other. We should come together to make every room more dynamic, more beautiful, more worth living in. Because when you think about it, when you go into the hotels that are like high end and you got them chandelier, it just gives you this feeling of completion, of arrival, of just confidence, love, like celebration. A chandelier just make you feel like, yes, honey, so nice. Get dressed up, feel proud. Yes, it's a luxurious feeling. It's luxury. And so I think that is what life is all about. What is the name of that hotel that I got the author of the year at? Where were we at?
In Greensboro?
No. Not when I spoke at that event. I'll be doing different events, but I actually did August. Chef Ron, you remember when I got author of the year?
Downtown?
Yeah. What was the name of that hotel? Good. Go on it. I can't remember nothing this morning.
I'm still kind of asleep a little bit.
Chef Ron, do you remember that hotel that I got honored for author of the year at? But
not the Ritz-Carlton.
It was the Ritz-Carlton. Thank you.
Oh,
the Ritz-Carlton. It was the Ritz-Carlton. You don't remember? It was the Ritz-Carlton. But
I remember that day.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful day.
We had
everybody was the logo. Yeah. I choose me up, and I got the author of the year. And it was an event at the Ritz-Carlton, and I just remember the beauty in the building and the detail and the chandeliers and the ambiance, and just it made you feel like you were winning. You was walking, luxury, It was like, okay, wow, like it was an experience. And so I think that that's the vision that that it was born and birthed in. Like, we should have a chandelier fair where everybody comes at their best selves, and you come and you celebrate with each other, you mingle with each other, you collaborate, like Joe Ma is saying. So what happens when lights get together? You eliminate, or as Big Man says, disintegrate negativity, darkness. So maybe we should have more chandelier fairs so that we can collaborate with like-minded people and brighten up the room and show up like a chandelier. So when you have an event, we got our chandelier group that come and show up.
But when you in those environments, you ain't got no choice but to come as your best self, because that's all that's around you.
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna be no dim light in no lighted up place. And it's like you ain't even gonna feel comfortable.
You ain't gonna feel comfortable.
So you ain't got no choice but to be a light too.
And don't dim your light, because I know people like, oh, when I walk in the room, everybody look at me all with this squint eye and all that. And you know what I tell people like that, which I had to tell myself sometimes? Well, you ever look directly into the sun? What does it make you do? Can you look directly at the sun? So when something is bright, maybe they're not even looking at you with snarls. Maybe it's because they really can't, it's hard to see. So you squint your eyes when you look into the sun. So don't take it personal, right? Be warm. Be the sun. Warm them up anyway. Love on them anyway. The sun don't say, I ain't going to give them vitamin D because they wasn't good today. The sun loves everybody. Oh, my God, that's a word.
Come on now.
Jesus loves everybody. So the sun doesn't dictate who can get it and who can't. Because as long as I'm shining, this heat gonna get to you, right? I'm gonna make sure to warm you up. I'm gonna make sure to hold you. You change the way they feel about you by the way you continue to show up in your light. And so the sun doesn't take its light away from people who they don't think deserves it. It shines anyway, because that's what the sun was meant to do. So when you do what you are meant to do, you don't change who you are because of what they say or what they do or how it makes you feel. You understand that you were born to be a sun. So you shine whether you want to or not. That is your job. So understanding who you are and whose you are allow you to not get caught up in what they say you shine anyway. And if they happen to be in your vicinity, they're going to get the light whether they want it or not. And that's a different way of looking at it, because that's going to keep us growing together and not taking it personal, but really taking it process. Okay, so let me see. Author Lynette says, ask a question. I know I'm not dismissing that there is mental health issues in our culture. My question is in a sense of, why do we have to have the label on us? Does not other cultures have the same problem, or do they talk about it more than we do?
Do we have a label on us about what? Mental health?
No, I think they put the label that it was never, people just had a stigmatism on it. Like, I have a friend that's, actually my best friend that works in, the medical field. And that's one of the things, because it's like when other coaches come in with their kids, they're like, oh, test them on this or test them on that. And they're more outgoing to be like, oh, stuff is going on. And them kids are already so honest. So it's like, okay, well, they might need counseling, right? But we suffer in silence. So we think about our childhood traumas and the things that we found out that our parents went through years after we had grown. And so it makes sense on how we were inflicted or affected by the scars that they never healed from. It just was a genre. Like, you went to church, you gave it to God, but people really didn't give it to God, because they went, they prayed about it, and they picked it back up and took it with them, because they told 10 other people after they went to God. So it really wasn't left with God. And so the whole idea that, we got God as our healing, our savior, but we don't really even trust that he gonna take it, because we pick it right back up. And so we carry our burdens with us. And I think that the reason why they put in such a light on it now is because it wasn't what we spoke about. It wasn't how we said. Mental health in the black culture. Yeah. So she's saying, isn't a mental health an issue overall? Absolutely. But we're saying in our culture, we had to have access to even like-minded counselors, right? They are now starting to find more people going into the field, because the gift about a counselor at the end of the day, outside of what they read, right? Because God can ordain you through your experiences, because school ain't nothing but experience taught. You read books, you got context, you got content that make you break down this and that, and they teach you how to think from a perspective to speak to one situation, right? Or circumstance. So life is the same way. When we're going through these things in our mental health, and we're going through these things, and we don't get the opportunity to feel okay with speaking about the things that we are dealing with without exposing everybody in our family, because it's family business, that was a stigma that allowed it to then become an internal disease, right? Because disease, and now everybody started to get sick and high blood pressure and all these different things that is bigger than just the food. Sometimes it's really about how you're processing it and dealing with it. So yeah, it's really about us realizing that we got to let go. We definitely got to let go and move on. Yeah. So
not just saying it, but
being it. So I think that is the stigma, is that it's okay to really talk about what you're going through. And like, when all the times that I talk and stuff, this book, What the F is Your Mustard Seed, is the first time I was so detailed in my experiences and, how I had to activate my faith to be who I am today. And so even reading through my own words and stuff was like, it was, because it's letting go, it's purging, and it's hard to do, right? It's hard to release because it's so many people attached to your release sometimes. And I think we are so, as much as it's like we are very protective over each other, even though we feel like that.
And that you need to just release, and it's
because you don't want to offend nobody.
It's scarring you,
and you're offending yourself. So it is a hard thing to do when you think about it. But yeah, that is the process. Are we about to end? Oh boy, this hour be going. The label is on us to mentally plant a seed of demise. The Bible clearly states, who turned the truth into a lie. All cultures have mental health issues. Our label is for others to have an excuse or reason to treat us the way we do.
Because every culture, every human being, let me just say that, goes through mental health issues. Yeah. Right? Because once you hold something in and it begins to eat at you and scar you,
Mm-hmm.
you are having a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Period. No matter your color,
Mm-hmm.
creed, you being a human being,
Mm-hmm.
you are gonna have some mental things going
Yeah.
on, because we as humans internally process first
Mm-hmm.
and after.
Yeah.
Before and after,
Yeah.
all throughout life.
Yeah.
So absolutely. It's just one of them things where I think, as far as us getting the counseling for it, it's one of them things that we just gotta do a better job at, and stop having all these excuses why we ain't going to counseling and talking to people. You gotta let it out. You gotta talk to somebody, and if whoever you talk to ain't really helping you with the situation and it's still there, then you just gotta seek somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's normally a stranger, right?
Yeah.
So any way to release that, you gotta release it. And it's just something that we gotta do a better job to say it is okay to go talk to somebody and release your mental, emotional stuff that's sitting in your body and causing you all these illnesses.
Yeah.
Outside of you not eating the right thing for your blood type and body type and all of that other stuff, right? So yeah.
And shout out to the people who actually are suffering, and shout out to the strong people who are used to holding everything and don't have anybody to put their stuff on, right? So if you're the go-to, then it gets you stuck, right? And so that's why I have a refill station, a place to come to pour back in. You refill your car, you refill your water bottle, you refill your refrigerator, you refill everything in your life. Refill your phone, recharge. But when it comes to our mental health, we do not go through the proper steps to refill our mindsets. So when we talk about mental health, yes, every culture goes through it. It's just different levels of processing, because honestly, it's a price of admission. If you love somebody and have to lose somebody, grief is mental health. If you're going through a relationship and you get hurt, and it's hard for you to pass on, that is mental health. See, mental health just means the way you now think. So it's going from survivor to soulvivor, because you operate in your thinking. Your thinking patterns are the problem. So mental health just means that I don't think the way I used to think before this situation. Do you understand that? And so if you don't push past the situation, then you're stuck into the old thinking, which is the victim and not the victor. Because if we have arrived past that moment and that thought, the person died and you're still alive, you got abused but you're out of the relationship, you did this and you're past that point, the soulvivor is renewing your mind. Mental health is because you allow your mindset to be stuck where your body has already won. And so understanding that mental health means that you can't mentally release the thing that made you who you are today, but you want to accept the rewards. You cannot accept the rewards without accepting that it was required for you to be rewarded for whatever it is that you came out of. And so it is the coming out, and it's the looking back. Because like I said, until your mess age, you don't have a message. And when you don't see that there is a message inside of that mess that has aged, you then suffer mentally because you can't receive that it was necessary. So we all quote the Bible, and he said, all things work out for them that love him. So that was a part of it. It was the process into your promise. It was the darkness. It was the valley moment. It's okay. But mentally, you got to get past it so that you can grow into your best self. We're going to read these last two comments. We have 58. And we're about to get out of here.
Yes,
we got some appointments today. Author L says, but what scares me is that my dad was a great businessman, and he was way beyond this time of being an adventure, of using his brand, because certain people did not see the creativity in him. They sold that he was crazy and mentally ill, to a part where he started to believe it and lost everything. That's my biggest fear of being an entrepreneur, is not losing to where I start to hear people say that I can't do. That's why I believe greatly in mentors and accountability partners. Absolutely. And then who you around, because you got to understand the people that he was around, he put their perspective over his perspective, which is his relationship with self. Nobody can tell you about you better than you. And and time would tell you that, because there was a time everybody would have got in on a cell phone if you believe that people will be carrying phones. But most people back in that time, you have to be a visionary. That's why vision is the person who gives sight, makes sight so beautiful. If you can't stick to the vision, that's a you thing, right? And so people are going to dismiss your vision because they can't see it. And evidence is what made Jesus so amazing. It wasn't what he said he could do. It's what they saw that he did. It wasn't that he was talking about healing. It's that they saw him heal the lame. It's that he saw the women spoke about him healing her with the issue of blood, right? And so it was you being the evidence to be the glory to the story. So at the end of the day, you have to work it out. That's the part. So that's why they say many are called, but few are chosen. You got to believe you're chosen so that you could show them who he said you are. But if you wait for them to tell you who God already told you are, you listen to the wrong master, my dear, because the master is him. And when you master your vision, you get provision, because now you become a professional in a vision. And guess what they do? They support you. And now everybody got a cell phone. Some people are late to the party. The question is, do you hear God? Let me tell you something. Noah would have been late to the party if he didn't listen to God and they were sitting there talking about, oh, girl, boy, you building that boat? You out your mind. Ain't no flood coming.
But he kept on going.
But he built it anyway. And yes, they called him crazy. Yes, they said there was nothing coming. Yes, they said all these things. But what did he do? He sealed off. He lived for another day. So we can't allow them to tell us what God told us when we got our own personal relationship. You don't no longer need anybody to go to God. You can go to him for yourself. And so get that Noah mentality to say, I don't care how crazy I look to you. As long as God talking to me, I'm going to listen. And one day you're going to understand what he said. And I hope it ain't while you drowning. I hope it's not while you're drowning. Because if you really was watching crazy, they all would have been building a boat themselves. But because they wanted to judge crazy,
you gotta.
Because how many people God has helped if he had just built a boat too? Okay. Well, that's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to be the evidence. I want somebody else to follow in your footsteps. Nobody followed and everybody died.
You got to get high on your own belief.
I'm just saying.
You got to get high on your own belief. There's too many examples.
Yeah, therapy for everybody is mandatory. Yes, honey.
You know, people giving up dreams and not doing this based off of somebody else or what somebody else said. We got too many movies. Look at the Hancock movie. What's the other movie with Will Smith?
Thank you,
and his son. Like all these inventions and all of that, it's gonna come to pass. You just gotta be patient and stick in there and see it to the end. You gonna go through some stuff.
Period, Pooh.
People gonna say whatever they gonna say. You gonna cry and get back up and still work on that vision.
That part.
So let's pull these 2 cards.
Let's pull 2 cards, because we gotta get out of here, y'all. Late for a date. Okay. Ready, say, go. Okay, whatever this is. This is you guys. I am for the day.
Ready?
Say, boom. Ooh, 2 Ks.
Come on, KK.
How did we get both the Ks in all of these cards randomly? So the letter for the day is K, honey. I am kind and I am key. I am the key.
I am the key.
And I am kind.
And I am kind. Come on now.
And so I guess that speaks to what we just been saying. If we are kind, if we are more kind to each other. And we realize that we can unlock somebody's life by taking our pain that we turn into power. You are the key. You are the key to unlocking somebody's future because you already paid the price. You already mastered that key. So when you show up with your truth and your experience and you give somebody something that may have been shameful to you, but actually change you into who you were, you unlock them. And you get credit from God for using your masterful skill set and what you came out of to then be what? Victorious. So the key is awesome. And Kia got kind.
I am kind. You are kind.
You are important.
Always be kind to everyone you come across. Like I keep saying, we got too much negative going on. So you be the key of kindness. Okay?
Come on now.
Love. comes from love. Always speak love. If it don't even think the negative. We can't operate out of that. So always be kind to one another. Find someone and say nice things. Give them a nice compliment. Be kind to them. It'll
change your life.
Change their whole day. You never know what
it'll change your life because you give to receive. And that what you pour out, I promise you, God will give back to you.
It's energy. Give it out and it will come back to you. It has no choice.
So let me give you the exact definition because like I said, it does come with the definitions if you ordered it. How special I am. So you might need to get this and actually pull a card for yourself every day and the people in your family, or if you're a teacher, for your kids every day, so that they have an I am that would lift them and not lower them. But the key is a thing that provides a means of gaining access to or understanding something. Answer, clue, solution, or explanation. You are the explanation. You are the answer. It is because of the problems you endure that make you the key to unlock somebody's future. And kind, simply put, is one's inherent nature, character, and natural disposition. It don't cost you nothing to be pleasant. It don't cost you nothing to smile. But what it does is it adds to somebody else's day and it becomes the wages of love on your part. Because if the wages of sin is death, then the wages of love is eternal life. And so greatness is because you choose to be the key by being kind. That is how you feel, build, and get our community and the humankind together. Humankind, come on now.
Come on now.
To be human is to care because you have the power to make choices. So in order for you to be kind, choose to be intentional with your energy so that somebody else can get a kiss from God today. And so I hope that we have been of value to you on this Friday with Coffee and Conversations. Remember, it is a relay race and somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print, because a fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So it's your responsibility to remember that you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. The ability in which you respond and the measurement that you were given. Okay. So without further ado, we want to say have an amazing Friday.
Great Friday, great weekend. Be careful, enjoy, and we shall see y'all back on Monday.
Thank you for joining Coffee and Conversations. And don't forget to wake up and make today count. Have an amazing Friday. We love you, love you, love you. And we mean it from the bottom of our heart. I hope that your Friday is as good as ours is. You have an amazing day. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Love grows everything. So love yourself first.